We're going to be talking about two of my favourite places on the Costa del Sol today, Marbella Club Golf Resort and Monte Mayor. You may have heard of them, you may not, but they're ones to watch out for. Okay, with me I have Paul Brazell Acosta, one of our top team members, and we are going to be talking, Paul, about two areas that you know well, I know well, but have kind of been off the radar, I think, for quite a while. One is Marbella Club Golf Resort.
Correct.
The other is Monte Mayor, and they're both located in the Benahavis municipality, but not often on people's lists of places to go and look at. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think it's the agents sometimes are afraid.
And lazy.
Lazy and afraid. And that has also caused that the market up there creates no demand. And that's what I think. In the case of course, Monte Mayor, we do have to indicate that it did have a clubhouse and a golf course. And unfortunately, it does not now. It just didn't make it, but that was no fault of any I think that was a planning fault in the location that they made it. It wasn't an easy golf course to play for those of you who've probably played it in the past. I was lucky. I think I played 10 holes and quit.
You need a bag of balls like that.
Yeah, it's a tough course. Whereas the Marbella Golf and Country Club is absolutely amazing, and it's an incredibly well-kept golf course and a hidden secret. It costs money to play there, of course. There's golfers that don't go above that €100 green fee, and this is a little bit slightly over that €100 green fee, but it's well worth it. And so that's also a positive for that area as well.
Let me start by telling you where these places are, in case you're not familiar. So I live in Los Flamingos Golf, which is at the Cancelada turnoff on the main highway, and then you go inland slightly, and it's home to the Villa Padierna Hotel. So if you were to go slightly more inland than that, between 5 minutes and 10 minutes, you would come to these two places. So Marbella Club Golf Resort is owned by the Marbella Club Hotel, which is one of the most, if not the most famous on the coast, and that is basically a resort primarily for their hotel guests.
Yes.
So that's what they offer their hotel guests, is golf at their own private resort. So the people who can play on the resort are hotel guests and also members of the club, and also you can pay and play.
Yeah.
The nice thing about the Marbella Club golf facility is that it's almost semi-private.
Yes.
And the tee times are staggered really well, so you're not going to be turning up on T9 with a load of other people waiting to get going. So it's kind of like millionaires golf in a way.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a little clubhouse.
It's a La Zagaleta, which you're going to talk about, but not as private as La Zagaleta.
Yeah,
it's semi.
It has 24-hour security, which is very stringent. It has 3 kind of gated areas, and you can't get in basically without their say-so, which is good. It has an equestrian centre, which is actually a really kind of professional centre where they have the Spanish. What do they call
the race jumping
show jumping.
There
you go. Show jumping championship.
That's it. Yeah.
You can tell
sometimes here, and sometimes they take it to Soto Grande with the polo.
Exactly. Yeah. And it has a lovely little clubhouse, which reminds me of being on like a safari. It's like a safari lodge, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's Marbella Club, so it's nice food, it's really nice service, and it's not too expensive. It's my little hideaway on a Sunday lunch, actually, I must say. And do you know what? It's stupid, isn't it? When you live here on the coast, you kind of forget that places exist.
It's true.
And I only went up there about a year ago, really, to rediscover it, and I was blown away. And it reminded me of a little mini La Zagaleta.
Exactly, you told me that.
Yeah, now La Zagaleta is probably the most exclusive address in Spain, I would say.
Definitely. In Europe.
Yeah,
in Europe. La Zagaleta is up there.
It has private golf, it has equestrian centre, 24-hour security, and some of the most amazing villas that you'll see.
And views.
Yeah. And Marbella Club Golf Resort is similar. In terms of landscape, it's similar. The golf course is good, probably not quite as good as Zagaleta. It's not quite as private.
Yeah.
But the trade-off is...
Yeah, and you're also mentioning about the vegetation and the flora. It's come a long ways since you had last seen it when you went up there to see it, which makes a big difference as well. Because now as everything is grown and just looking top-notch.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and the properties...
And the trade-off is the property price and the land price. Because it's still, I reckon, 25-30% less than you would pay in Zagaleta, if not more.
Yeah. There's some good deals.
There are some good deals. There's some
Definitely.
beautiful houses. There's modern. There's rustic, colonial, all sorts. Frontline golf, sea views, very private, very secure, and I think it's a really good alternative to Zagaleta. People who want that 5-star golf. I mean, I love Zagaleta. We've sold there quite a few times in Zagaleta. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. We're talking about, that's the high end.
Yeah.
You can't go much higher than
No, but
than
Marbella Club Golf, to me,
Definitely.
feels maybe a little bit more relaxed. I don't know, it's a little bit more, I don't know, just chilled.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. It's smaller. You know, I think, I mean, but what people don't know is there's actually some plots for sale in Marbella Club Golf. You know, people are looking for land, developers are looking for land, people who want to build their own beautiful villa are looking for land. In Zagaleta now, I think the cheapest plot is over €1 million.
It is.
But Marbella Club Golf Resort, there's actually about
There's some
25
good
or
deals.
30 plots for
there's
sale.
some good deals.
Some of them are like that. You know,
It's true. It depends, what you're looking for. Like you were saying, if you don't want sea views, you're obviously going to pay less for the plot. But
And
you can have beautiful mountain views.
you
that
can have
are
stunning
amazing.
views. I have the price list
And
here,
open views.
and the cheapest one
Yeah.
is €300,000. That's for a 2,000 square meter plot, and going up to 720. So for the sort of 400, 500,000 euro mark, you're going to be able to buy a plot for 4,000, 5,000 square meters. Okay, you're going to have to invest in some retaining walls probably, but for probably 1.5 million, you could buy a plot, put your walls in, build a beautiful house,
And that's going to the
it's probably
top
worth,
quality.
Yeah, and then it's probably going to be worth 2.5. So
Exactly.
it's a quick way to make $1 million if you do it right, and we can help you with that. But that's a little secret. Not a lot of people know that there's 30 plots available in there. We do, and it is a great alternative to Zagaleta. And then the neighbouring resort to Marbella Club Golf. So you just go past the entrance, round a few corners, and you come to Monte Mayor.
Yes.
As Paul said, Monte Mayor used to have an 18-hole golf course, which was amazingly challenging.
It's very.
It was kind of blind.
Wasn't popular.
But some people have it on their top 5 courses in the world, don't they? Because it was just so spectacular.
That's it, exactly.
But
But it's worth being there for that, for the experience.
You would want to go
But
back.
it's an experience.
So Monte Mayor, unfortunately, the golf course went bankrupt about 12 years ago, I would say.
I would say that, yeah.
So what happened was, a Russian guy has now bought it, a very wealthy Russian guy who is apparently interested in revamping it. Whether it's a golf course again, I don't know. But what happened was, if you can imagine a golf course growing out, it's a bit like growing out your hair. Well, for some of us. And
just cut my hair.
it could look a bit messy, and the golf course did look a bit of a mess as it was growing out. You know, you can imagine a half a golf course, half not. So it looked.
Yeah, it was very
pretty poor.
disturbing to
It
the
was.
eye when you would go
But
up there.
now you go up there, and you can't see the golf course, so it just looks like a beautiful landscape, beautiful terrain. And it reminds me of El Madroñal. Now, El Madroñal is the development next to Zagaleta on the Ronda Road.
Right
so
in the front.
again, very exclusive, same kind of topography, but just without the golf course. So Monte Mayor reminds me of that now.
Yeah, it's true. And very good prices of
very
properties.
good prices again.
It's true. You're not in La Zagaleta, so
No, exactly.
therefore-
So I think the cheapest one in Monte Mayor at the moment, the cheapest villa is on the market for 995. Going up to sort of 3, 4, 5 million. But for around 1.5 to 2 million, you can get a very nice house. And again, I think there's 30 or 40 plots for sale in Monte Mayor, which are even cheaper than Marbella Club. So I think the cheapest one at the moment is 150,000 euros. That's not going to buy you sea views, but if you want sea views for between 2 to 250, you can buy a nice plot. Again, you'd need to retain it with walls, but this time you can build a lovely villa with your plot, with your walls for around €1 million, and you'll have something that's easily worth 1.5 if you do it right.
Yeah, exactly. And as far as the location, maximum 20-minute drive if you want to get to some action in, let's say, Puerto Banús, for example, or if you want to get to Marbella downtown, half an hour maximum.
It's not for everyone because it does feel a little bit more remote. So, for instance, I'm moving from Los Flamingos to Monte Mayor in the next month or two, and it is a bit more remote, but that's what I want.
Yeah.
I don't like people.
That's what you want then. That's it.
And also, it buys you a bit of space. So that, to have that space, that kind of house, that kind of plot nearer the coast would probably be another 50% or double
Exactly.
So you can't have everything, but it's very secure. 24-hour security at Monte Mayor as well.
That's what you're getting.
They've had
exactly.
no
It's
attempted break-ins for about 4 or 5 years, so it's quite secure.
excellent value for money.
Yeah.
That's true. And then the other thing that you were mentioning, not only the location, is the privacy that you get up there is incredible.
Yeah.
And they're also fixing this is really good news, the Benahavis road, which also has access to this area.
Yeah.
That is under construction right now. I don't recommend going through there now because you actually go onto a dirt road.
I haven't seen this.
Yeah,
Okay.
you go onto a temporary dirt road, but I see this every day because I live right on the other side, so I can see this, and it's happening, and this is going to be fantastic because it's going to get rid of a lot of that collision traffic that's coming from people from Benahavis homes, from the Marbella Country Club, from La Alqueria, and they all kind of from Atalaya.
Yeah.
It's kind of madhouse right there, but it's being solved because it's all about infrastructure.
And that's going to come out onto the Benahavis Road, isn't it?
Exactly.
Where they're building all that, like
Yeah.
the tennis academy and the God knows what, the
Exactly.
new clubhouse.
Yeah.
That whole area
So that whole area is really upcoming.
Yeah, it is. And I think anyone who wants a good deal, wants a good land at a good price, or is after a villa but doesn't maybe quite have the budget for Zagaleta, or wants something a little bit more chilled out, I think Monte Mayor and Marbella Club Golf Resort are 2 areas to definitely keep an eye on. We know them like the back of our hand. We have access to everything for sale there. And yeah, it's one of our hot spots.
It's worth saying.
Yeah, it's worth saying. As I say, it's not for everyone, but I think
That's it.
as a comparison
You
to
don't
those
go up
other
there,
areas.
like I was saying before, I think it's sometimes our fault,
Yeah,
and we just have to make the effort and take clients up there and check it out
yeah, absolutely.
and offer it.
Yeah,
So here we're offering it.
we're offering it. Come on
Can't
down
do
and take
much
a look.
more.